Okay, so, ready for this deep dive? We're going deep on a true crime case. One that'll leave you wondering, like really wondering, how well you can truly know someone.
It's wild.
It is.
Yeah.
This case is about a custody battle.
Oh, yeah.
Gone wrong, like really tragically wrong.
Yeah.
And it's got all this stuff mixed together. Love, jealousy, and some serious manipulation. It's a recipe for, well, a really chilling outcome.
It's true. And that's what's so fascinating about this case. You see this dark side of, like, human nature, you know?
Yeah.
We're going to be piecing together what happened.
Oh, like a puzzle.
Exactly. And we've got all sorts of pieces. Court documents, police interviews, even text messages.
Oh, wow. The texts. Always so revealing.
They are. And trust me, the more pieces we put together, the more disturbing the picture gets.
Okay, so let's start with the basics. Who are the players in this story?
Right.
Our victim is Alyssa, a 24-year-old woman just trying to make a life for herself and her baby, Willow.
And then there's the ex-boyfriend, Andrew. Almost 10 years older, seems to have it all.
Yeah.
Stable job, house, even a plane.
Wow. A plane?
Yeah. But under that perfect surface, there's this controlling side to him. And get this, it got even worse when Alyssa got pregnant.
Oh, wow. So how did that manifest? Like, what did he do?
Well, think about this. His first reaction. Demanding full custody of the baby before Willow was even born.
That's intense. So, like, right off the bat, trying to control the situation.
Exactly. It's almost like he saw Willow as a possession.
Yeah.
Not a person.
Yeah, I see that.
Not a great start for co-parenting.
Definitely not.
So this custody battle, it raged on, draining Alyssa emotionally, financially, the whole thing. And then, a month before the murder, things take a really dark turn.
Okay, what happened?
There's this 911 call, a man claiming to be Frank Marrow. He reports Alyssa for dealing drugs from her car.
At work.
Oh, that's awful. And guess what? Police show up. They find drugs, a gun, even cash. Exactly where Frank said they would be.
So it was all planned.
It gets worse.
Oh, no. Later, they find notes. Andrew's handwriting. All the details of that fake 911 call, all right there.
I mean, how could someone do that? The mother of his child.
It's pretty messed up.
It is.
Makes you wonder what else he was capable of.
Well, there's more to uncover, believe me. What happened next?
So picture this. It's a seemingly normal morning. Alyssa arrives at work. She's an assistant property manager at the Green Tree Apartments in Carrollton, Texas. Parks in her usual spot. Everything seems fine.
Okay.
Then a black Ford Expedition SUV pulls up beside her car.
Oh.
Witnesses see a man. They describe him as black. He gets out, gun in hand, and shoots Alyssa right through her car window.
Through the window. Oh, my God.
Yeah, can you imagine that terror?
No, that's awful. What happened then?
Well, Alyssa, even wounded, she gets out of the car, trying to get help.
Okay.
But her attacker chases her down. Now he's got this huge hunting knife.
No.
Yeah, he stabbed her, slashed her.
Oh, God.
They counted 44 wounds.
44. That's rage. Pure rage.
That's what the police report said. A frenzy of violence. It's hard to even comprehend.
Yeah. So what did the police do? Who did they think did it?
Initially, they focused on the witness descriptions, blackmail, right?
Right.
But Alyssa's mom, Teresa, she knew. In her gut, it was Andrew.
I mean, yeah, makes sense. Custody battle, the history.
Exactly. So while the crime scene is still fresh, investigators, they turn their attention to Andrew.
And where was he?
Well, it was his day to have Willow for visitation. So he's driving around with his new fiancée, Holly, and baby Willow.
Okay.
Seems routine. But then they get pulled over, just the traffic stop.
Yeah, okay.
But it was a turning point.
How so?
Police, they take his truck, they search his house, and they find a ton of evidence.
Whoa, like what kind of evidence?
The truck, especially. There was a backpack. Inside, an envelope. Full of notes, all about that fake 911 call, Alyssa's license plate number, her car description, everything.
Wow.
They also found a box for a GPS tracker. The same kind Alyssa suspected he was using to track her.
Wait, so like he was actually spying on her?
They found the tracker on her car. Crazy, right?
That's straight out of a movie. Was there anything else in the truck?
Oh, yeah. There was this bag hidden, and inside makeup, like foundation, really dark. They think he was going to use it to disguise himself as a black man to match what the witnesses saw.
Because that's how he thought he would get away with it. Seems kind of amateur, honestly.
Right. Especially compared to that whole 9-1 Essence scheme.
Yeah, maybe he just got cocky. Or underestimated the police. But they had a lot to go on. What about the SUV? Did they ever find that?
Oh, yeah, they did. It was abandoned less than a mile from Andrew's house, and they found Alyssa's blood inside. So, yeah, that was definitely the vehicle. Plus, home security footage showed him running from it right after the murder.
So they had him.
Pretty much. They arrested him 3 days after Alyssa's murder.
And that's the end of this story, right?
Oh no, not even close.
Yeah.
This is just the beginning.
Oh, okay, so there's a twist.
Several twists.
Okay, I am hooked.
Good. We will be right back.
So, remember Andrew's fiancée, Holly?
Yeah, seemed pretty torn up about his arrest.
Totally. Devastated. She even talked to the detectives, saying she had no clue what was going on.
Like the good girlfriend.
Exactly. Saying she was like a stage 5 clinger, always with him. Would have known if he'd snuck out that morning.
The heartbroken fiancé, blindsided, right? Classic.
Classic. But here's the thing. The detectives, they kept asking questions. And her story, it started to unravel.
Really? Wow.
Gaps in her alibi. Times when Andrew could have slipped out without her noticing.
Okay, so maybe she knew more than she was letting on. But why leave him then? Wouldn't she stick around if she was in on it?
That's where it gets interesting. Andrew gets released on bond, right? Days later, Holly packs up, goes back to Michigan, her home state, doesn't say a word to Andrew's mom, Lizette, who she was staying with, by the way.
Almost like she knew things were about to get messy.
Right. So back in Texas, Andrew's facing these charges. Then the FBI gets involved. They find an unregistered silencer at his place.
Oh, wow.
So he gets rearrested. Federal charges this time. Cyber stalking using a dangerous weapon, resulting in death, the whole 9 yards.
So while Holly is off in Michigan starting a new life,
Yep.
Andrew's left holding the bag. Literally.
It seems that way.
So what happens to Andrew? Does he fight the charges?
Well, almost 2 years after Alyssa's murder, he confesses. Admits he killed her.
Whoa, out of the blue.
Not exactly. Part of a plea deal. He agreed to work with the prosecution.
Yeah.
And what he told them about Holly changed everything.
Okay, this is getting good. What did he say?
Turns out Holly wasn't the grieving fiancée after all.
Oh, no.
Nope. More like a scorned woman, full of hate for Alyssa.
Wait, really? I thought it was just about being with Andrew.
Oh, it was way more than that. They found text messages
Yeah.
between her and Andrew. Awful stuff. Putting Alyssa down, her looks, her parenting, everything.
So jealous, huh?
Big time. And Andrew's confession. It painted her as the mastermind, the one who planned it all.
No way.
Oh, yeah. He said she pushed him to plant those drugs in Alyssa's car. Even came up with a plan to get Alyssa's mom arrested for assault.
Wow. Using someone she loved to do her dirty work.
Exactly. You can see it in the texts.
Yeah.
Holly putting Andrew down, questioning his manhood, saying he had to handle it, even implied their relationship depended on it.
So she played him, used his insecurities to get what she wanted.
Exactly. Andrew, already drained from the custody battle, he just went along with it. He even said she made him describe the murder to her in detail while they were in bed.
That's messed up. Like, she enjoyed it.
Yeah, definitely a dark side to her. More than just wanting Alyssa gone, this was about power, control.
So with Andrew locked up and spilling the beans, Holly's in the clear, right?
Seemed that way. She's living her life in Michigan, far away from it all. But the FBI, they weren't done. They kept digging.
What were they looking for?
Everything. Phone records, bank statements, internet searches, you name it. The whole digital footprint.
Makes sense. You can't really hide online anymore.
Nope. And they found stuff. Evidence linking her to buying the ammo, the knife. Even searches for tracking devices.
Whoa, so they could connect her to the crime scene.
Yep. All while she was playing the grieving fiancé.
So what happened? Did they arrest her?
Oh, yeah. 3 years after Alyssa's murder. Miami airport. Coming back from a trip to the Dominican Republic.
Wow. Talk about a dramatic ending.
Right. Federal agents swooped in. Conspiracy to stalking using a dangerous weapon resulting in death.
What was the trial like? Must have been a media circus.
It was big. And the prosecution. They nailed it. Painted Holly as the puppet master. Pulling the strings, getting Andrew to do her dirty work.
So how did they prove that?
They had it all. The searches, the texts about buying the weapons, even her looking up how to disguise someone.
So the physical evidence matched up with the digital trail and Andrew's testimony.
Exactly. The jury, they only took 90 minutes to decide. Guilty.
Wow, 90 minutes. That's fast. They must have been convinced.
Oh, yeah. Holly got 2 life sentences. Even more than Andrew.
So the manipulator gets a harsher punishment than the actual killer.
Shows you can't hide behind someone else's actions.
What about Andrew? Did his cooperation get him a better deal?
It did. He was facing a lot more time, but he got 43 years. Federal prison.
Still a long time. But I guess justice isn't always black and white.
Nope. This case is about more than just the murder. It's about the manipulation, the impact on Alyssa's family, The long fight for justice.
It's been a roller coaster, that's for sure. Custody battle gone wrong, jealousy, obsession, all because of one person's manipulation.
And we can't forget Alyssa. She's the real victim here. A young mother just wanting a good life for her daughter.
I can't even imagine. Losing Alyssa like that, then having to go through the trials, must have been so hard for her family.
It was. But they were so strong. Especially her mom, Teresa. She just kept fighting. For justice. For Alyssa and Willow.
Yeah, that's true strength. So what about Willow? What happened to her after all this?
She's been living with Teresa, her grandmother. They're trying to make sure she feels loved. Keep Alyssa's memory alive for her. Tough situation. But it sounds like Will is doing okay.
That's good to hear. At least something positive came out of this whole thing. Makes you think, though, about everyone affected. Not just the family, but all the people who knew Alyssa.
Exactly. And it makes you ask, how can we stop this from happening again? How do we see the signs? The manipulation, the abuse?
It's a tough question, but this case shows us that violence, it doesn't always start big. Sometimes it's those little things that we might miss.
Right, like the controlling behavior, isolating someone from their friends and family, always needing to be right. Those are red flags.
And we need to remember, asking for help isn't weak. It's strong. If you see those red flags in your own life or someone else's, speak up. There's help out there.
This deep dive, it's been heavy, but it's important. It shows what jealousy and manipulation can lead to, how dangerous they can be.
It's scary to think something like this could happen to anyone, but it also shows how strong people can be, how important it is to fight for what's right, and how, even after something terrible, there's still hope.
Well said. And remember, if you or someone you know is going through something like this, you're not alone. There's help out there, and things can get better.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. It's been emotional for sure, but hopefully it makes us all a little more aware, a little more careful, and maybe a little more determined to make the world a better place. A place where love wins, not obsession.